So everybody in this room has a core definition of what makes them worthy of love. So, and I do this frequently in therapy. For one of the first, if they come to me with relationship issues, I'll eventually ask them this question: what makes you worthy of love? And if they give me this answer, or any close to it, I know where my work needs to be. Well, because I'm a nice person, I'm a loving person, I'm kind, I'm considerate. Okay, so now I know that they feel I'm deserving of love. Because what that tells me is they approach a relationship from lack. And not abundance, from lack. And so I'm worthy of love if you think I'm a nice person, if you think I'm a good person, then I know I'm worthy of love. And I need that validation from this person. And so if you validate me that I'm a good person, I'm kind, I'm loving, then I deserve love.
And then if you've ever not been nice, and if you've ever not been those things, then you think, oh no, I don't deserve this love.
That's right.
Push it away.
And so some people have a difficult time with that concept, but if you take the concept of love and move it around, then you can easily see it. So if you take the concept of mother and child, your mother, if I said to your mother, or if you had a child, if you said to your child, we'll take it with the mom, what does your mom have to do to be worthy of your love? Most of you would say, she doesn't have to do anything to be worthy of my love. I love her just because she's my mother. That's right. And if you had a child, would you say to the child, well, I'll only love you if you're a nice, kind, good person? You would never say that. You'd say, well, I love you no matter what. I don't care what behaviors you exhibit. I'm always going to love you no matter what. That's the relationship we need to have with ourselves. And if we don't have that relationship with ourselves, we're looking for other people to validate that we're good enough. We're looking outside of ourselves for that validation. So when you define yourself by your behaviors, and your behaviors are, I need to be this, and that, nice, kind, whatever it is, in order to be worthy of love, then you'll never find it. Because nobody can ever validate you enough. Nobody can ever love you enough to make you worthy or make you feel like you deserve love. You've got to do that for yourself. That comes from within inside of you. If you look outside of yourself towards another person for that, you're never going to find it. So if you answered that question in your head, what makes me worthy of being loved? Anything about being nice, and because I'm a kind person, and because I'm good, then you're in a position of lack. You're looking for people outside of you to validate that you're worth being loved. And remember that, because if you get confused about that, then you start asking yourself, what do I have to do to get my mom to love me? The answer to that one, I hope, would be nothing. What do I have to do to if I have a child, how would that child need to have to behave? What if it wasn't nice one day? Would I stop loving it? What if it wasn't perfect? Would I stop loving it? What if it wasn't a good person? Would I stop loving my child? No. How we know usually when we are loved and when we feel the most loved is when we royally fuck up and somebody says, I love you anyhow. Not when you dutifully do everything that you're supposed to do and kiss their ass and are nice and everything. That's easy. You don't know if they love you or not. You only know that you're loved when you're loved unconditionally, without condition. And that's the perfect love. It's unconditional love. Now, the question is, where can you find unconditional love?
Yourself.
Because that's the perfect love, and that's why we're meeting tonight. And that's correct. That's one great place to find unconditional love. There's others, but that's a good one to start. So the only person that's going to be with you from the start to the finish is you. The only person that will never lie to you is you. The only person that's always going to be there for you is you. So why not love yourself unconditionally? Because you're the only you're ever going to have. And if you love yourself unconditionally, you're never going to need to look outside of yourself for validation that you're worthy. You're not ever going to get into a situation where you allow somebody to define you as being not good enough. And you have to be a nice person, or a good person, or a beautiful person, or have a beautiful figure, or whatever it is to be loved. You won't care. If you want to have a beautiful body because it makes you feel good, great. But if you are in a relationship with somebody that you think, if I gain too much weight and I become 250 pounds and they're going to drop, not be in love with me anymore and not be with me anymore, then they never loved you to begin with. It's not true. Love is unconditional, without condition.